Hey guys, it's Alex. Welcome back to my channel. Here we are, So you found yourself on this video.
Does that mean something?
What do you think it means?
Oh.
So I think I'm going to title this video New Year's Resolutions for if you're depressed, because that's basically what this is. So I just want to start off by saying that I'm not a professional in any way, shape or form. So if you're depressed, then you need to consult this with a professional. But if you just want some helpful advice on how to improve your life and make your mental health a little bit better, then keep watching. The first New Year's resolution I have for if you are depressed that will improve your life is start getting to bed early. Start getting to bed on time. Because I can almost guarantee that you don't have a good sleep schedule. I know I'm right. I go to bed at 3 a.m, sometimes 5 a.m. I didn't go to sleep at all last night, to be completely honest with you. So, being depressed and having a bad sleep schedule on top of that is like the worst combination ever. You're not going to have energy to do anything and you're just going to feel even worse about yourself because you can't even stick to a sleep schedule. That's what you're going to be saying to yourself. I can't even stick to a sleep. I can't even stick to a sleep schedule, like shit. And this is very common. Either we're sleeping too much or we're sleeping not enough. It's important that we wake up at a normal hour of the day, because even if you're getting technically enough sleep, but you're waking up at like 5 p.m, you're not getting enough sunlight. And you need to get enough vitamin D because that actually helps with depression. Yeah, and it helps get your body in sync. That is like one of my number one goals for 2021 is fix my sleep schedule. It might not cure your depression, yeah, sure, but it's going to make you feel better, and just do the most you can while you can.
It matters not what you've done, but what you do with what you've done for others. Thank you.
The second tip I have for you guys is to spend more time alone. There's a difference between spending too much time by yourself and spending just the right amount of time by yourself. We obviously need human contact and we need interaction, but it's still really important to have time alone, and I feel like a lot of people avoid that. So it's really important to have no distractions as well, so it's without a YouTube video playing in the background or a podcast or something. Sometimes you just really need to be in your own thoughts, and I know that can be really scary if you're depressed and we're constantly looking for distractions to distract us because we don't want these scary thoughts coming in. It's important that we get used to having time alone and get used to thinking about our thoughts without constantly distracting ourselves. If you never let yourself feel your emotions, you're never going to get to feel the good emotions either, because you're constantly distracted. So you can never feel anything fully. And it's a lot harder to get over things and to overcome things if we're distracting ourselves and suppressing our feelings. The third thing that we absolutely need to be doing in 2021 is cutting out toxic people. Okay? So if you have any toxic friends or relationships or any people in your life that are toxic, you need to be cutting them out. Okay? A really important piece of advice that I want to give you guys is to practice positive self-talk. This is extremely important if you're depressed, and even if you're not depressed, you should just be doing this already. Before anyone else, you need to be best friends with yourself, because at the end of the day, that's all you really have, and people can come and go out of our lives, but if we're not happy with ourselves, then we're going to feel extremely lonely, and that can enhance all these other negative feelings that we have. If you're confident in who you are as a person and you're happy with yourself and you enjoy being with yourself, then at the end of the day you don't really need to rely on anyone else for happiness. And that is the most important thing. We cannot be relying on people for happiness because people will disappoint us. Not all the time, but there is that risk that they could disappoint us. So we can practice positive self-talk by validating our feelings. So if we're feeling, really shitty that day, don't say to yourself, no, suck it up, it's not even that bad, people have it worse. Yes, people will always have it worse than you, but that doesn't mean that your feelings are invalid, and it doesn't mean you're not allowed to feel that way. Yes, we should be grateful and we should be grateful for what we have, but that's just not always how it works. We can be grateful but still be upset. It doesn't mean you're ungrateful just because you're upset and you're sad about something. So get that sort of mindset out of your head, because it's just gonna make life a lot harder for you, and stop validating your feelings. It's not selfish, it's self-love. Obviously, it's also really important to be setting some goals for ourselves so that we can have something to look forward to. But the issue is that sometimes we're setting these extremely unrealistic goals for ourselves, and then because they're so unrealistic, it's almost impossible to achieve. So we kind of feel shitty about ourselves if we don't achieve them, and then we're just left feeling worse than if we hadn't set the goals in the first place. So we need to find the happy medium between setting goals that excite us but not unrealistic goals. Like if your goal is to be a doctor or something, maybe instead of making, my goal is to be a doctor, make it to get into this university, then to finish this year of studying. Make like step-by-step goals so that you can still feel proud of yourself for achieving those little steps or those little milestones that are still making a difference and still adding to it. Another little tip I have for you guys is to keep your living space clean. So if it's your bedroom, if you're a teenager like me and your bedroom is like your little individual space, you need to be trying to keep that clean, okay? I know it's difficult. You know, I haven't vacuumed in a couple days and it's looking a little dusty in here, okay? But I'm gonna do that right after this video. And I don't want to, and I don't feel like it, and this
why you always lying? Oh my god, stop fucking lying.
I promise you, you're gonna feel a whole bunch better if you just keep your space clean. Another little piece of advice that I wanted to give you guys is that even though it's really important to be engaged in how we feel, there is a fine line between being mindful how we feel, taking note of our feelings, and then overthinking. So once we've thought about how we feel and we've journaled and we've, you know, really gotten it out on paper, we need to stop. Sit long enough where you've acknowledged it, but don't keep thinking and ruminating and re-experiencing those feelings and reliving that experience. It's just gonna make you feel worse. We don't want to be overthinking. If we overthink every time we acknowledge our feelings, we're never gonna want to acknowledge our feelings because it just becomes this terrifying thought of, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry again, I'm gonna break down, and oh my gosh, it's terrifying. We need to acknowledge them, write them down if you want to, sit there and let it go. And then come back when you're ready again. Just don't overwhelm yourself. We don't want to be overwhelming ourselves with these feelings because it can be a lot. Another resolution I have for you guys to help you out is to find a safe space. Whether that's a hobby that you enjoy that makes you feel relaxed and helps you to escape and not overthink your feelings. We don't want to escape too much, but sometimes we need something that if we're feeling like, whew, I'm about to spiral, then we need that little safe space. For me, it's playing my piano or it's watching YouTube videos, because to be honest,
they ask you how you are,
I feel like those people on there are my friends. So it makes me feel like, whew, I've got someone to talk to, I've got someone to cheer me up. Because we don't all have these huge groups of friends. So as I was saying, it's really important to have that safe space to just know that if something happens, you've got that place to come to where you can feel safe. So those are about all the tips I have for you guys. I hope that this list was helpful for you guys and that you got something from this. So just remember to start taking care of yourself internally, because that is the most important thing. If you've stuck around to now, you're amazing. Yeah. Let's make this year good. Let's make this a year of growth and a year of positive things. And let's heal in 2021. Let's make this a good year. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.